I've used a few different business softwares over the years to manage my service business, and you may have too. And last year when I started my solo lawn care company, I got a little overwhelmed and needed some extra tools to help me manage my current customers and help me get in front of new ones. So I started looking at my options, and that's where I realized that there was a major problem in how the home service CRM industry was operating, and specifically with one CRM, Housecall Pro. And it's that my pockets would be severely crippled by their subscriptions, and even if I did bite the bullet and make the purchase, it still wouldn't include the basic functions that I needed to grow and take my business to the next level. So that's when I decided to start looking for better options, some more affordable, value-packed alternatives to Housecall Pro that would be both inexpensive and include features that not only make my everyday admin task easier, but also create new ways for my business to generate new leads, generate more revenue. So in this video, I'm breaking down my biggest personal complaints with Housecall Pro, complaints that I've heard from other business owners that I've interacted with, and also provide you with some solutions to each problem and the best alternatives to run your business professionally and affordably in 2025. So if you're ready to go, let's get started. And if you're still watching, congratulations. These next few minutes could save you hundreds of dollars per month and hours per week, because that's what we do here at Service Business Academy. And we also like to give back to our community of service business owners, which is why I'm giving away $500 worth of Facebook ad credit to one lucky person who comments the word "win" under this video. Yeah, that's all it takes. Just comment "win" under this video and you'll automatically be entered into a chance to win $500 worth of Facebook ad credits for your business. You could earn thousands of dollars with just one ad ran for $500. This is tremendous value and it's completely free to enter. So if you want to win, all you got to do is comment "win" underneath this video and make sure you subscribe to Service Business Academy so you don't miss when I announce a winner on August 30th. But let's get into the video. And reason number one is Housecall Pro was not made for the little guy to thrive. Instead, it feels the little guys feeling like they can barely scrape by to survive. And what I mean by that is Housecall Pro's pricing was not made friendly to solo operators or small teams. And let me explain. When you first look at Housecall Pro's pricing page, the numbers aren't going to jump off the page for being super pricey. $79 per month for the first tier isn't cheap, but it is certainly doable for any serious operation. And for getting the basic functions on a one-user subscription, being able to create invoices, send estimates, schedule jobs, and get the basics to manage your business, you're not in terrible shape. But the downsides start to show once you start looking to get more than the bare minimum functionality. Because, well, you don't get much more than the bare minimum when you do decide to bite the bullet and jump to the next tier plan. Because one of the biggest frustrations that I have with Housecall Pro, and we'll get into this more in the next few sections, is Housecall Pro's reliability on third-party add-on integration. So before we dive into that whole conversation, let's wrap up the first section and analyze if Housecall Pro really does hurt users who are smaller in company size. Will you get the same basic functionality that any home service business needs to operate on a day-to-day basis? Yeah, kinda. You'll get the basic features out of the base subscription and it will definitely make your business look more professional, but are you going to be getting the most bang for your buck? And are there better alternatives out there that can offer more features with more benefits at a cheaper price? In short, yeah. But before we start comparing and start looking at those, let's understand what features are and aren't going to be included in Housecall Pro subscriptions, and what features your business is going to need and what you should be looking for when you're looking for your CRM for your home service business. So besides the basic functionality that we already talked about earlier, like invoicing, scheduling, there were a few needs that I personally was looking for in my software. So I'm just going to list them off. One was the ability to send mass emails or texts to my entire contact list or select groups. And I also wanted the ability to create email automation triggers that are sent to my customers every time an action is done. And what I mean by that is every time an invoice is paid, an appointment is booked, an estimate is accepted or declined, they would get an email automation. My CRM would send them an email and I wouldn't have to do a thing about it. I just set it up once and let it run by itself forever. And the thing that I probably wanted the most was a contact form. And yes, I know that's simple, but not a standard contact form you see on every single one of your competitors' contact pages. No, I want a contact form that customers could come to my website, fill out, get a quote for the services that they wanted, and then give them the ability to accept the quote, and then if they want to, book the appointment themselves with me not having to do a single thing, the entire process done by them. And yeah, I knew that that was something that probably didn't exist, but it was something that I was looking for and hoping to get in my software. So yeah, I had a few functions that I was looking for, and through my search, only a few of the competitors that I found offered all these functions in one platform for one price with no add-ons and at a fraction of the cost of Housecall Pro. And I've been using this software ever since, and it's called QuoteIQ. So everything is included in QuoteIQ's Tier 3 plan, which is only $189 a month. There's no add-ons, there's no third-party apps required. If it's in the app, it's yours. And that includes some features that Housecall Pro doesn't even offer at all, like Map Measure Pro, which lets you measure out and get exact pricing for property, which as a lawn care operator like myself was super helpful in measuring out properties and making sure that I was pricing every single one of my lawn care jobs accurately and affordably. Two other major features that I was looking for in my software and QuoteIQ includes is InstaQuote and InstaSchedule. And this lets your customers self-quote your services and book on your schedule completely by themselves. So that alone was enough to get me to go. But then they also included QuoteIQ Cam, which offers inspection forms, before and after photo generators, and job documentation functionality. It's clean, it's built, and it works right out of the box. It's not just the cheaper alternative either. It's just simpler. I like it because you know what you're getting. You get to see everything on their website, you get to see the clear pricing, and then you just get it out of the box. So if you've ever signed up for a CRM before and you felt like that you were paying for access and not value, I've been there and I felt the same way. And QuoteIQ is the software that I wish I had when I started at the beginning. I really hated that Housecall Pro relied on third-party integrations to match the same functionality of alternative softwares, because ultimately, at a certain point in your business, you need things to just talk to each other. You want to send a quote, follow up automatically, manage your reviews, and then move on. But with Housecall Pro, it starts to feel like you're building that system yourself piece by piece. And it's subtle at first. You want to send a mass email out to all your past customers. No biggie, that's not built into Housecall Pro. You're going to be told to integrate with MailChimp. Okay, one extra integration, that's not too big of a deal. Another monthly fee, I can take that. But I also need advanced reviews. Well, I hope that you're okay with paying for a third-party integration there too, at that monthly cost. And this continues and continues. It's like Housecall Pro gives you a really expensive partial toolbox and then points you towards other companies to finish the job. And these companies, yeah, they've got fees too. And that's why this really frustrates me. These are basic needs that they should offer in-app, but instead you're duct taping together a bunch of different apps and praying that nothing breaks. So what stood out with me with QuoteIQ is that that wasn't a thing. It was the fact that everything was built inside this one app. It wasn't a Frankenstein system. It was not one app calling to another app, which is calling to another app, connected to another app. It's all in one place. You want to measure a property, it's in there. You want to mass text your customer list, that's included. You want to send automated follow-ups tied to specific services or quotes, it's built in. And the best part is it's made for service business owners, not just anybody. You're not just trying to bend your general purpose tool to work for you. QuoteIQ's philosophy is completely different than Housecall Pro's. They don't want you to connect 5 different apps to make one thing work. They want you to open the app, click the tool, and just go. And once you start using the system where everything just starts working together, where quotes lead to follow-ups, where reviews are tied to invoices, and where photos, text, client notes all sit in one place, you realize how much time you were actually wasting before. So if you're still duct taping together a bunch of different apps and wondering why you're still doing manual work on top of your $300 Housecall Pro subscription, you're not crazy. That's Housecall Pro's model. And that's what QuoteIQ's model was built to fix. And if you're still watching this and you haven't entered to win the $500 Facebook ad credit, what are you doing? Just go comment the word win underneath this video for your chance to get entered in for a free resource to grow your business. The Service Business Academy community has been amazing over the past few months, and the support for the channel is outstanding. So don't miss out on this free offer. I want to give back to you guys. Please comment the word win underneath this video and start making some money. So here is reason number 4, and that is that the mobile app isn't great. And here's the reality. Most of us don't run our businesses behind a desk. We're quoting jobs at the site, we're messaging customers from the vehicle, and we're updating job notes while we're standing at someone's property. So if the software we're using every single day isn't made for mobile, we feel it every single day. And that's one of the biggest issues that I've had with Housecall Pro that nobody really talks about until they've used it for themselves. The mobile app works technically, but it really isn't that good. It doesn't feel like something that was built for how service business actually operate on the go. It feels like the desktop version of it, but it was just shrunk down and stuffed inside your phone. And when you open the app and try to send a quote and the screen shifts, you lose your place and you just go through a bunch of different screens. It feels clunky, it's slow, and it wasn't built for how you need to operate. Now, here's the real difference with QuoteIQ. QuoteIQ was built mobile first, meaning that it was not built for desktops and later adapted for phones. It was built from the start with service business owners in mind, knowing that 90% of the workflow happens when you're on the job site in the field on your phone. QuoteIQ doesn't just work on mobile, it was built for mobile. And that difference shows in how quickly you can finish jobs, respond to clients, and actually get paid. So let's talk about the one thing that every business owner wishes they had more of, and that's time. Time to handle all the back-end stuff, but no matter how efficient you are, there's still one thing that most CRMs haven't figured out how to do, And that's how to help you sell without you being involved. And with Housecall Pro, this is a huge missed opportunity. If someone visits your website or clicks on your ad at 9 p.m., you can't get them a quote. They can't see your availability and can't get booked on the spot. You have to go back to them manually. Maybe the next day, maybe the next few days, maybe you don't call them at all. But by the time you do follow up, someone else has probably already gotten back to them and booked. And yes, Housecall Pro does have an online contact form, and it's just like basically every other person's contact form ever. And that's the thing. There is a major difference between requesting a quote and actually getting one. There's a difference between leaving your info and hoping someone gets back to you and actually locking the job in 60 seconds without ever picking up the phone. And that's why this part of the workflow matters so freaking much. And it's why it was one of the things that I look for most in a CRM software for my home service business. And that's why QuoteIQ's Instant Quote is such a game changer, because it lets your customers self-quote instantly. They go to your website, they click on your form, they drop in their address, they choose the services they want, they actually upsell themselves because then they're seeing, oh, I want this too. I have that, I want this. You have all these other little triggers that are upsells. There's no waiting, there's no forms, it's just more jobs. And it goes one step further, because with Instant Schedule, they can actually see your availability and then book themselves right then and there. That job shows up on your calendar, and then you wake up the next morning with more money in your pipeline. All of that without having to text, communicate, or follow up with anybody, and there's really no exaggeration in that. This one feature alone has made myself and other business owners hundreds of thousands of dollars by capturing jobs that have otherwise been lost to timing. So it's not just some extra add-on, it's baked directly inside QuoteIQ. So when you think about CRMs that actually help you make more money and CRMs that are helping you just manage it, there is a dividing line here. Housecall Pro gives you a clipboard, QuoteIQ gives you a sales engine. So yeah, that was my breakdown of Housecall Pro. And yeah, let's take a little bit of a zoom out because we just covered a lot. So with Housecall Pro, if you want to access basic features like automation or reporting, you're going to be locked behind $200 third-party integration fees. You're going to be duct taping together add-ons just to get through the day. The mobile app sucks. And worst of all, it's not selling your services while you sleep. So with Housecall Pro, you're still stuck doing everything manually for your business. And look, I know that sounds harsh because it is, but you're running a real business. Every hour and every single dollar matters, and the tools that you use either help you make more or quietly drain you month by month. So you need to take this seriously, and that's why I switched to QuoteIQ. So with QuoteIQ, I pay less, I get more, and I don't have to upgrade for tools that I actually need. It's built for service businesses, not for some generic small business bucket. It works the way that I work: fast, automated, and designed to help me grow. And yeah, you might have seen a pattern here. Every single problem that I laid out today, QuoteIQ had a solution for. And that was not by accident. That's because it was built by guys like us, people who have actually run these home service businesses, not just corporate developers guessing what you need. So if you're still using Housecall Pro or you're thinking about switching, maybe you're trying to decide what CRM is best for your business, I hope that this video helped you out so you could see the full picture. Now, before you go, make sure that you comment the word win underneath this video for your chance to be entered in to win $500 worth of Facebook ad credit. That's real money that you can use to actually grow your business this month. And all you have to do is comment the word win to be entered in. So I picked a winner on August 30th. So make sure you subscribe to the channel so you don't miss it. And while you're down there, tell me in the comments, what has been your biggest frustration with Housecall Pro? If you're still using it, what's the one thing keeping you from switching? And if you've tried out QuoteIQ, what do you love about it? I read and try to respond to every single comment, and I want to know where you're at. And finally, if this video gave you any value, gave you some clarity, or just saved you a couple $100 per month, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and keep building the business that actually works for you. This is Service Business Academy, and I will see you in the next video.